This is Entrepreneurs Get Visible, the podcast for people who want more impact, influence, and income. I'm Anna Parker-Naples, and I'll be sharing with you proven methods from leading entrepreneurs that help you get visible as an authority in your field. Because anything's possible when you get visible. Today, we are talking all about the importance of backing up your business, which in my experience is something that many entrepreneurs in their rush to get out there and be seen don't take the time or the trouble to make sure that their important information is safe. And we're talking about two parts to this. One is making sure that your files and your computer are safe, backed up and protected. And the second thing is making sure that your website is safe, backed up and protected. I've learned this the hard way, which is why I think it's a crucial episode that I'm sharing with you now. And I hope that one of you somewhere out there is going to heed my warnings and not fall into the trap that I did and make sure that they are future-proofing their business. So first of all, why am I talking about this? Well, my computer died and I lost lots and lots of files because I hadn't been backing up automatically and regularly. What happened was, although I'd been backing up solely to a hard drive, and the hard drive then failed, which meant that I lost tens of thousands of images, files, important documents that cannot be got back again. The file was corrupted, the entire drive was corrupted, and I cannot tell you the hours of work, the pain of work, and important images, some of which were personal, that I can never ever get back. I will not be making this mistake again, and I hope that you will listen to what I'm saying and go and make sure you future-proof yourself. So I now make sure that everything that I do is not only automatically backed up every single night on my computer by putting in that hard drive, but that there is actually a second hard drive that it goes onto as well. Now, this can actually be done in one unit, depending on the type of backup unit that you have, the type of hard drive that you buy. It's actually recommended that you get one that burns to disk as well, so that disk is safe. I know that sounds a little bit old-fashioned, but actually looks a little bit like a CD disk, so that it is safe. And there are two backups of all of your stuff, all your content on your computer. Now, that's not just files. That is actually backing up everything, the whole layout, the applications of your computer, so that if your computer goes down, you can get it reinstalled very quickly because everything is safe and secure. The other thing I do in terms of backing up my computer and backing up my files is I now automatically get everything uploaded to Dropbox. Dropbox is an investment. It isn't cheap, but it is a great way of storing all your files and protecting your business in that way. So if you are not doing any of those steps, please make sure that they are happening automatically. And if you need to be doing something manually, that you are flagging it up for yourself every single day. Because believe me, if your computer fails and you lose access to your files, it is such a headache. The second thing I want to talk about is backing up your website. So many people are using a WordPress website, and this is particularly information for you. So at any point, your website could go down, and it could be because someone has hacked into it, or it could be just that there has been a bug in the system, or maybe you've added in a new plugin and something about that plugin hasn't worked properly with other plugins that you have behind the scenes in WordPress. So my advice to you is that you use something like Updraft Plus, which automatically every single night or on a weekly basis, depending on how you set it, is taking all the data from your website and storing a copy of it in a vault on their site connected with Updraft. Again, I've learned this the hard way. Parts of my previous website got corrupted or were hacked. Didn't affect every single page, but because we had it somewhere else, it wasn't a headache. All I had to do was download those files and get them reinstalled onto my WordPress. If you don't do this, at some point you will run into headaches. And actually, once you've got something like Updraft plugin for WordPress installed, making sure that before you add anything else into the back end of your site, you are basically doing a backup there and then, so that you have the most current version of your website ready to go should you need it. The final thing then that I'm actually going to mention while we're talking about this is not relying on social media platforms such as Facebook to keep copies of your images. So lots of people I know, particularly if they started off using Facebook only for personal reasons, were just keeping their most precious photographs actually on there. They've done it as a mobile upload and it's not stored anywhere else. Well, You do not own Facebook. You do not own your tiny piece of Facebook. Facebook owns it. And if at any time they decide to shut your profile down, kick you out of your page or anything else like that, or any of the other social media platforms, you will lose access to precious images and videos. So I'm a big believer that you want to be using images and video and Facebook Lives as often as possible. I talk about that again and again. But you need to make sure that you download that material onto your own files and you are then storing it into something like Dropbox so that you have it, it is safe, it is well labelled, and you can find it again. Now, all of these things, they're minor. Maybe when you're busy, you think, oh, I don't need to do that. But I cannot tell you how much you will thank me if you have a problem with your computer, with your files, with your hard drive, with being kicked out of your social media platforms. If you follow this advice and make sure you are backing up your business so that you are not running into trouble later on down the line. As I said, this cost me hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and I lost files, including personal images that I can never retrieve. This goes too for keeping backups of your accounts, all of your invoices, all of your receipts, making sure that they are stored somewhere so that if your computer goes down, you are safe and protected and you have access to all of that. Because particularly if you're running a limited company, when it comes to filling in your tax return, you need to make sure that you've got all of that important documentation easily to hand. And it might be that you don't need it until 7 years down the line when HMRC say that they want to come and look at your files. Well, if everything's online, no matter what else has gone on, you know where it is and you've backed it up and it is safe. I will never be making this mistake again. So I'm going to go through my top tips. 1, make sure you are backing up your business by saving to 2 hard drives on an automatic daily basis. That's what I do. Sometimes I might need to go in and do a manual check that it's working. Make sure that you are also uploading to the cloud. So either I use Dropbox. Some people make sure a lot of their files are also stored on Google Drive, but Dropbox is my preference. On your website, make sure that you have a plugin that is allowing a copy of your website to be saved on a regular basis. So maybe weekly, maybe fortnightly, maybe daily. I use Updraft Plus and I have their Vault storage as well. Make sure that you have all of your images off of all the social media, that you've saved them somewhere, and the videos and your Facebook Lives so that you have access to them and that they are easy to retrieve for when you need them. Believe me, you won't make the same mistake twice.
Thank you for listening to Entrepreneurs Get Visible. To get your free checklist on how to raise your profile and to find out about our community, go to annaparkernaples.co.uk/get visible.